and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. Wow. I am one of your co-hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl, the beautiful, the mesmerizing Beatrice.
That's me.
We're mesmerized by your beauty.
Wow,
really? I really am. We are here to talk Love is Homeless. I'm sorry. Love is Blind, Season 10. We're going to be recapping episodes 7 through 9, which were dropped last week on Tuesday. The next two episodes are dropping tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We film on a Tuesday night, so tomorrow on a Wednesday. So this is lit.
This is crazy.
I'm having a great time. There's so much drama and scandal coming up that we're going to be talking about. But before we get into it, we have to issue you a disclaimer. Please hide your wife and hide your kids. This is an irreverent podcast where we talk about reality television and we're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
We swear a lot. We have stupid opinions. Sometimes Beatrice is very hateful.
Wow.
Very hateful. I get worried about it.
Wow.
But this is who she is and I accept you. But if you're sensitive,
get out of here, you little baby.
You might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Bye.
But if you're in the mood to be yelled at by a toddler elf, well then welcome to this dumpster.
And if you want to crowdsource our trip to New Zealand to visit Hobbiton and where Chris lives, please follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/realitytvcringe. The VIP dumpster is where it's at. We have so many plans for March. We're going to be watching and reacting to some movies and shit. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really great.
Continuing to watch Little Women LA.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple more episodes of season 1 and we are having a big fun with the Little Women of LA.
Yes.
Now, if you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe. And don't forget to hype your girls up. We're having a party in the dumpster. Every single thing you do helps us climb toward the summit of Mount 6,000 subscribers. Are we there yet?
We're at 5.92. We're
God,
so close.
Can you help us out? If you've
Please.
watched us more than once, if you like us,
Just
if you think we're
subscribe.
pretty,
God.
you could subscribe and that would really help. And thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Now, let's do a little takeaway. Let's talk a little bit about our feelings, our emotions, and our reactions to episodes 7 through 9.
I mean, I'm probably going to have the same takeaway you do, but I'm just like, these men, the audacity of these 5'4" men that are just like shitting all over
the
these
tall
women.
ones
I know.
with tribal tattoos.
Girl, don't even get me started. But I'm like, you're talking about these women like they're the ugliest trolls to ever exist. And they are successful. They're beautiful. They're fit. They've got big eyelashes.
They're homeowners.
They are homeowners.
They're accomplished.
Yes.
They have their shit together.
But they're just not attractive enough for you. I'm just like, wow, man. Wild.
Well, primarily Chris.
Yeah.
The evil leprechaun. And
forgot.
Devonte. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God.
Why are you still on my television?
You don't got a neck.
You truly don't want to be here. You can't stand Britney for whatever reason.
I don't get it.
And yet you insist on being on my television. I
do not
I feel
understand.
very attacked.
Yeah, me too.
So what is my takeaway? My takeaway is that I am convinced that at least 3 of these men are literally homeless. Well, maybe not homeless, jobless.
Yeah.
They're jobless. First and foremost, CPAP.
Jordan, really?
What does he do?
I don't know. I thought he was like in sales or something.
Yeah, but I really haven't decided what I want to do. I really love to cook and I'm very creative. And so like I'm still on my path to discovering. So he's jobless.
Probably, yeah.
Alex.
Totally.
I think we have
The nomad.
confirmation. The day trader.
Yeah, okay.
Talking to us about Jerome Powell.
Bitcoin.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You are jobless. And all of a sudden, within 5 minutes of getting back from Cabo, you have a job offer from Florida. Is it on a stripper pole, bitch?
Please.
I don't believe you for a second. And then there's Chris.
Oh, girl.
Now, let's do a little sidebar here because as many of you know, in the last week, his ex-girlfriend by the name of Marta, a charming registered nurse, again, gainfully employed, beautiful girl who dated Chris, came out and did an expose on this hobbit who she dated in 2025 after he got back from Love is Blind. So he ended up ghosting her. She took him on a trip. He never paid for his portion.
Of course not.
But she comes out and she tells us that this little man is like $60,000 in consumer credit debt. He has been sued by 2 different credit card companies.
Woo.
He left his job as a account manager or whatever he claims he was being
at the Foot Locker
at the Office Max.
Okay.
Because they were about to garnish his wages. And so what he does now, he's a realtor.
Okay.
Code for jobless. Homeless and toothless. Homeless and toothless. That's a Bravo reference. This man doesn't have a job. He's a realtor. I mean, I know that realtors exist.
Yes.
And they work. Yep. But like you've been doing that for the last few months. You ain't working. You ain't closing. You ain't doing anything.
No. Well, most realtors don't like make a sale within the first year or two of becoming one.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
And this girl, Marta, was talking about like he had this Rolex that he was really proud of. It was the first thing that he bought with some of the money that he was making. And then she said as they were dating, she noticed the Rolex went missing because, again, his wages are getting garnished here. Like his guns in his gun safe disappeared. And even the furniture that we saw in these episodes when Jess went over to his condo, like the furniture started disappearing. And she's like, what's going on? Why is all your stuff gone? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm just putting it in storage.
No,
I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it.
Got repoed.
This is a broke, jobless leprechaun with rosacea. Thank you, Tammy Talks. With rosacea.
Oh my God.
He is not an attractive person.
No, not at all.
He is a cruel person.
He's odious.
Taking great pleasure in hurting this lovely doctor.
Yep.
I'm getting ahead of myself. But so my takeaway is that these guys are jobless. Except for the dumpster guy. And
the
Vic
dumpster guy?
is
Who's the
professor.
dumpster guy?
Connor.
Oh, he's the one that sells dumpsters? Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
And I love Vic.
Me too.
Love Vic.
My husband said he'd have sex with Vic. My husband's like, I love Vic. Me too.
I think everyone loves Vic.
So without further ado, let's get into our recap of Love is Blind Season 10, episodes 7 through 9. Take it away, Beatrice.
Well, we start in episode 7. We have kind of a brief recap of Devonte and Brittany's like stupid dumb fight in Cabo. He fake apologizes to her, and then everybody returns home from their vacations because Netflix could only afford to send everybody to a vacation for 2 days. They fly back home, and everybody gets placed in their little Netflix paid apartments, and they're going to trial live together for a couple weeks. I think it's like 3 weeks until the weddings, and we do like check-ins with each and every couple, and they were kind of whatever, like not a lot of things happened in episode 7. We have Chris and Jessica though seeming like everything's fine. They had a fun time in Cabo and they seem in love. He seems into her, which makes the events that happen in the later episodes very interesting. We have Alex and Ashley, who are just, to me, so vapid, so
very
fake.
much so, very surface level.
I can't with them. They make me cringe so hard.
They just want to bang.
That's all.
They just want to knock boots.
Even then, it's just Ashley who wants to bang. I don't think Alex wants to bang her. But while they are in their little apartment, Alex calls his mom to be like, "Hey, Mom, what's up? We're back, and I'm engaged." She's like on the road to Phoenix.
She's a long road trucker.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. But she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm like driving down to Phoenix right now, so like I can't really talk, but love you, whatever." And this goes into Alex's nomadic lifestyle, aka homosexuality, because he likes to be a nomad. And I saw an interview with him recently on Instagram where he was clarifying more of his nomadic lifestyle. He is a job hunter. He like hops from job to job to job to job to job. Apparently he lived in Australia for a period of time and he had like multiple jobs out there.
He was a fisherman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the others.
He was like a soccer coach at some point. He like ran a gym and then he flew back for a wedding and then he like worked at a bar or something. So he is kind of crazy.
He's jobless.
He doesn't have a stable career, doesn't have a stable home, it sounds like.
Is he choosing to leave these jobs or is he getting fired?
I don't know.
Does he not have the appropriate qualifications to keep a job because he is shucking and jiving and hustling and lying this entire time, trying to erect this facade that he knows what he's doing. He's got all these jobs lined up, but I came to Ohio to find a wife. Okay. Why did you come to Ohio to find a woman from Ohio who's gainfully employed and then just expect her to pick up and go to Florida where you've got a job offer? But by the way, I've also got a job offer in Phoenix. Like, what are you?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
It's giving very irresponsible. Like, I'm like, what are you? You're not stable at all. You need to at least, if you're in your 30s, like have just a stable job. It's one thing if you like work from home and you want to travel a bit and you get to take your laptop, your work laptop, and work wherever you're at. Like, that's cool. I can dig it. But like, you're just leaving your jobs. And then at one point, I can't remember what episode it was in, he talked about during COVID, he like lost his job, probably from the layoffs or whatever. They gave him a severance package and he just took that and traveled. He didn't save it. He didn't put any of it away. He didn't invest any of it. He just spent it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I would be, as a woman on the dating market, I would be so leery of a guy like Alex. And I think a lot of what we're seeing with his constant talking as if he's reiterating his CV or his resume is just this deep anxiety not to be found out to be a complete loser, which he feels himself to be. Because honestly, by the end of these episodes, I felt a little bad for Alex because clearly he was neglected by his long road trucker mom. We don't even know who his father is. He doesn't know his father. Like, who raised this man? Like, himself. All he had to cling to were his achievements in soccer. And then he got injured and he peaked in high school and college. And he doesn't know what to do with himself. And that's sad. But like, these men are out there and they're pretending to be these put together, shit together guys. Right. And they're not.
They're not at all.
It is an illusion.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of people actually echo those same sentiments, like saying that they feel really bad for Alex. But then the other side of the coin, people responding to that is like, let's stop making excuses for grown-ass men. Because at the end of the day, he's in his 30s. So like, get some therapy. We all been through some shit, and get your shit together. You can't just be like going around your life like this crazy nomad and then expect to settle down at the same time.
Yeah, like, why are you wanting to get married if you want to be nomadic? Sense. Why do you want children if you're just going to get in a van and drive around the country like this? I mean, maybe you could do that, but it doesn't make much sense. And plus, women don't want that.
No.
They want a home. They want hearth. They want family, most of them. These women seem to, except for Emma. Like, they want to be planted somewhere.
Right.
What are you doing here on Love is Blind? You got a message on LinkedIn, I guess. Some producer, and you're like, well, I don't have a job. Might as well.
I need the money and a place to stay that's paid for by Netflix for a couple weeks before I find another job. But it's like wild to me. I'm sure he could find a girl that has a similar value system to him, but he picked Ashley, who's a Virgo, who's the complete opposite of that, who wants stability, who wants comfort, who wants to stay in one place. So I don't know. He's weird. Then we check in with Emma and Mike, who are living together in their little apartment. And Mike is like immediately put off by how disgusting and cluttered Emma is.
But she's not.
I know.
I'm not seeing that at all.
He's like, you put a sock on the ground? I don't like that.
You are looking for things to be unhappy about and to pivot into another conversation about children. I am bored of you, Mike.
It's so annoying. He also says he's never lived with anyone, let alone a woman. And I'm just like, are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Then we check in with Amber and Jordan, and this made me laugh because Amber had said, I had a really great reunitation with my daughter. I mean, reunion with my daughter.
She's a nurse practitioner. She has a master's.
And she said reunitation. I can't. Then we check in with Connor and Breezy, and Breezy is like,
I hate her so much.
I can't stand her. She's pissing me off. But like in this episode, she's already questioning. She's having some second thoughts. She doesn't want to get divorced. She's worried about Connor's commitment to her. And I'm like, girl, Connor's like actually in love with you, I think.
Why?
I don't get it. I can't relate. But you're over here second guessing it because you saw Chris in Cabo. And
how could you see him?
I don't know. He's so small. He didn't have a microscope.
How did you see him in the first place? Why are you into him?
I don't get it.
You two deserve each other.
They really do.
And then there's Connor. Connor is just disappearing in this relationship before our eyes. And the smaller he gets, not like Chris, but like actually like in energy, the smaller he gets, the bigger Breezy feels entitled to be. And it's just obnoxious.
I can't stand it. Then we check in with Devonte and Britney, and Devonte is so unenthusiastic. He just does not care. I think he's just going with the motions. He's totally disassociated. Meanwhile, you have Britney, who's like very hopeful and happy. Hi. And she's in love with Devonte for some reason and has no neck. And then we start visiting everybody's houses and getting to know their families and stuff. We start with Amber visiting Jordan's house, and then he goes and visits her house in Mount Vernon. Her house looked cuter, in my opinion.
By far.
Than Jordan's.
I mean, at least Jordan has a home. Yeah. But did you not know that a part of the Love is Blind premise is that y'all go and check out each other's homes?
Right.
You've got bananas that are left out to blacken on your counter. You've got like broccoli of all things that has been in your refrigerator since you've been in Mexico. So that is stinking to high heaven. And you're bringing this woman over to your house. And
this accomplished woman.
Your man cave.
I just can't.
I was like, okay, men, I get it. You're single. You're bachelors. I guess this is what that looks like.
Yeah, I guess.
But then you go to Amber's home, which she bought, I would imagine, pretty inexpensively. And she's done all of the renovations by herself. And we get to walk around her little house, and it looks great.
She's super cute.
So great for herself. But then you have Jordan kind of bitching about it. Like, I don't really see myself living here.
I don't like Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to be able to walk and go to where I want to go. But I'm like, okay, but do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
This woman is a nurse practitioner with a child who has renovated her own house while you live like a hobo in your house.
With your CPAP.
With your CPAP.
I know. I'm just like, chill out, man.
Desperately gasping for breath.
For real. And then you go to Christine. You have Christine and Vic, and we just get breadcrumbs of this couple.
Why?
And I don't understand.
Can we talk about this?
They're objectively the best couple.
They are going to be the most successful couple. I can actually see them getting married on their wedding day.
Yeah.
They seem to have really mature conversations. They seem to make connections with each other. And like her mom, like, why aren't we spending more time? Are they even in the apartments with everybody else? Like, we don't see them mingle with all of the other contestants until the final episode. I'm like, what's happening here?
I think it's because they're the less dramalicious out of everybody. And so maybe that's why Netflix wants to platform all of the rest of them.
They're not even in the same apartment building. They didn't even get to go to Cabo. They're not even hanging out with the other couples. I'm just very confused.
I don't get it.
There have been other couples on Love is Blind that were very in love and very successful that were featured much more than Vic and Christine.
It doesn't
just
make
feels
sense.
like something's going on here.
There has to be, because like, why else? But they're just, every time I see them, it's like a breath of fresh air. I actually start paying attention. I'm like, oh, finally, a couple that's actually level-headed and they're intelligent and they're cool. She brings Vic to meet her mom, and her mom is such a delight, and she thinks Vic is hot, and literally everybody else agrees in the world.
He is.
And she's like asking about, when are you gonna give me a grandbaby? Like, she's very accepting of Vic. Vic is also very respectful and knowledgeable, and I just love them. But then we pivot right on back to these other trashy ass hoes. We go to Alex and Ashley, who go and have dinner with Ashley's parents.
Honey.
And this was the best part of this episode.
Iconic.
This was so good. So we find out that Ashley's dad is a lawyer, and he is interrogating the fuck out of Alex.
Can see right through him.
Oh, so awesome. And he's intelligent. And Alex, of course, is just spewing word salad because he's compensating for the fact that he had no father. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. No. I didn't have a father figure either.
He has massive insecurities that he's constantly compensating for.
100%. And you can tell. But Ashley's dad is kind of nice about it. Like, I thought he was going to totally tear Alex up a new asshole, but he didn't really. He was actually impressed by Alex and his answers.
Think he was.
He said he was impressed, but he did say something very poignant where he said, I don't think honesty is Alex's strong suit.
Yeah. calling him a liar.
Love that.
But he asked him about his business, about his career. He asked about Alex's licensure as a financial advisor. Alex stumbles a little bit here and says, yeah, no, I didn't keep up with my licensure. And I was watching Tammy Talks just today. I was watching her recap because she's actually in that industry, in that financial industry. And she was talking about his licensure. And she's like, that is not how that works. Like you transfer a specific kind of licensure from one brokerage to another. I don't know how it works. I'm talking out of my ass for real. But she's just like, that's a lie. Like he is absolutely lying because that is not how that works. And so why would you let those credentials lapse, or did you ever have those credentials in the first place?
Yeah.
And then when you're talking about day trading, she's like, very few people actually make a consistent living doing day trading. So he's full of shit there. And you can just see him scrambling in this conversation with her father because he realizes this man can see who it is that he is.
Yep.
He showed up with a script, prepared to recite his CV and his resume.
Yep.
And it was all just a bunch of bullshit. And then he asked him how he voted.
I know, which was interesting.
I was just like, y'all are wild.
I know. Well, and they were so proud about it. So like,
I would have voted for Trump.
I didn't vote, but I would have voted for Trump. And then Ashley's like, oh yeah, haha. Like she's supportive of that. Her family's super supportive of that. I know people are talking about it on the internet. We don't talk politics.
No, we don't. But I'm just like, that tracks.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like the dad didn't say who he voted for, because I had seen some of the conversations online about the dad being MAGA, but he never actually said that. And I think the brother said something like, yeah, we don't like Trump around here, or something like that.
Interesting.
The brother made a comment. So they never tipped their hat as to who they voted for. But here comes Alex. Oh, I absolutely would have voted for Trump if I could have. And I'm
Interesting.
just like, calm down.
Chill.
But I also wanted to have a side conversation with you because you are my daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
So if I sat you down, now see, when I first met you, you were such a youngin'. You were such a baby. And
Yeah.
you just always wanted to be very deferential. But say I sat you down now. You had just met my daughter and I started to grill you like that guy was grilling Alex. Would you have put up with that, do you think?
I probably would have, only because I'm kind of an agreeable person. So like I would have just answered your questions, and then I probably would have gotten really red, and then y'all would have made fun of me for getting red, and then we would have laughed about it. But like Alex, I feel like held himself pretty well here. I think he was like,
he was shucking and
he was
jiving.
frantic. It's like in an interview when you're getting asked all these questions that you didn't prepare for, and you're like, fuck, what do I say? Like what generic response can I pull out of my ass? And
But
that's
like, did
probably
he
what I would
really
do.
ask questions that you couldn't just have an easy answer for? Like, well, what do you do for work? Who's your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have a dad? Who is your father figure? What are your plans for my daughter? But like, he still seemed so anxious in the moment.
Well, I think the dad kind of came off like a lawyer. So he was asking very fast, and he didn't really give an opportunity for pause. And maybe that was editing. But like, I remember the first time I met your daughter's dad, who's a lawyer, and he was doing the same thing with me, but it wasn't like in a mean interrogation way. He was just trying to get to know me. But I remember the first time I met him, I'm like, damn, you're asking me a lot of questions. Like maybe let's not, maybe let's
Chill it
pause
out a little bit. See, if that were me and my in-laws, and I've had a lot of them, in-loves,
Yeah.
excuse me, my in-loves, if they sat me down and came at me like that, oh, my back would go right up, honey.
Really?
My back would go right up. I would give you a little bit and I would have a conversation, very authentic, and be honest with you. But if you kept pressing in a disrespectful way as to
yeah.
dominate me, you would meet the bull and the horns.
That's the Taurus.
We would
in
have
you.
a problem. Like, I would not put up with that. I would for a little while maybe, but not an entire dinner.
What would you say? I guess I'm so non-confrontational, so I would just keep answering.
To what question?
Like, just if they kept asking like all the same questions that Alex's dad. Or
Well,
Ashley's dad.
I would be honest about my career. I think that's a normal question. If you're asking me about your son and what my plans are for your son, I'll just be, my plan is to love your son.
Yeah.
And we're going to make a life together. That's ours.
Yeah.
Implied being, it's not yours.
Yeah, none of your business.
Kiss my cheeks right now. I don't know. I was just like, you have a lot of audacity, Father Ashley.
Yeah. But to play devil's advocate, they're getting to know this dude and she's already engaged. They didn't get to be a part of any of the process. They didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
So I can understand the interrogation, but at the same time, he needed to cool his energy down just a smidgen. I wanted him to be meaner though. Like I wanted him to be like rude, and he wasn't. Mm-hmm. He was pretty respectful, and then he was like, you've impressed me tonight. And then he says to the camera, Alex is a liar though.
Right. And you could tell that it was coming from a place of love.
Yes.
He loves his daughter.
Oh,
like he's delighted by his daughter. He reminded me a lot of my brother, who just loves his children so much and just gushes over them. Like he loves Ashley, and I love that for her.
Me too.
I think he did just enough to show everybody else, and hopefully even Ashley, who Alex was. Because for the remaining 2 episodes, Ashley starts getting in that ass.
For sure.
As she should as a Virgo.
And just as another sidebar, like Ashley's talked about how she has a bad picker, and her dad has said that she has a bad picker. And I think it's interesting because I thought her dad seemed to be like a decent role model. Like he's intelligent, he's successful, he's a lawyer, he can hold a conversation, he's got a nice smile. So I'm like, it's interesting that she has such a bad picker when she's got a good role model for a dad. And I'm like, why? Why do you pick the shitty dudes?
Well, because her father's not attractive.
Oh.
So she's looking for a hottie with a body.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, probably.
I guess it's like tit for tat.
Yeah.
Do you want an ugly nice guy or do you want a hot asshole?
Exactly.
I get fair. And so that's basically how the episode ends, with that interrogation with Ashley's dad calling Alex a liar. Then we get to the episode 8, A Snake in the Grass, and we start off with Jessica and Chris. So they're visiting each other's places. Jessica visits Chris's apartment, which is like in the big city.
And all of that furniture is now gone because he had to sell it off because he's a brokey.
Or it got repoed because he couldn't afford the payments or something. But we visit his apartment. It was actually kind of nice. He had a nice balcony and stuff. And now, knowing what we know now about his $60,000 in credit card debt and being sued, I'm like looking at this apartment like all that shit's financed. All that shit's on a payment plan. You probably can barely afford the rent. I would be surprised if you could afford it by yourself, because if he doesn't have a job or he's a realtor, I'm surprised if he still even has that place. But Jessica's impressed by his apartment. Then we go over to her house.
Honey. And this is where it all falls apart for Chris.
For sure.
And I don't know if enough people are identifying that, because I think people are actually buying Chris's bullshit.
Why?
About why he breaks up with Jessica, which we'll get to. I won't stomp on it. But like, I think this is actually the reason when we get to her house that he becomes so terminally emasculated and just cannot go on. So
I can see it.
Reject her before he's rejected, because he will not be able to contribute to the lifestyle to which she has become accustomed, because he's a brokey, and now we know he's also a joblessy.
Yeah. Yeah. Even then, I feel like Jessica's such a nice person that she probably would be fine footing the bill, because she knows she's a doctor. She makes bank. So of course she's going to be like footing it. I don't know. But we get to her house. It's a 4-bedroom home. She's got a massive house, beautiful kitchen, beautifully furnished.
Sort of.
Well, some of the gold.
A little gaudy.
I liked her bedroom though, like the dark green.
Yeah,
was
that
cool.
was neat. Like you were sleeping in a forest.
Yeah,
a
that's like pretty.
Sexy forest.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it may not be my style per se, but you can tell that the shit that she has is nice. It's probably all paid for because she makes money and she's successful. And so we tour her beautiful home that she owns, that she pays that mortgage outright. Meanwhile, Chris is in so much debt and he's financing literally everything.
So he's got to be thinking about that in his little walnut of a chipmunk brain. Because he's seeing what she has accomplished. He knows how much all of this costs and is worth, because he's obsessed with money and the appearance of having money. So he's realizing in real time, like, I can't keep up with that. Furthermore, I have lied to this woman about how successful I am and all of my goals, and I'm in the Iron Man and I've got all this shit going for me. He's going to realize that at some point that house of cards is going to fall and she's going to see him for exactly who he is.
Yep.
And I think this is what gives him the anxiety. This is what makes his ego crack right open.
I think you're right.
And precipitates everything that comes after.
I think you're right. And so after we visit their houses, then we pivot back on over to Alex and Ashley, who are at their dumb apartment. Alex apparently got a soccer job. He got a contract in Florida, so he has to move there ASAP. And Ashley's like, we literally just got back yesterday. Like, let me talk to my boss on Monday and see if I can even transfer my job to Florida. Maybe cool your road.
You know, like adult people business.
Yeah.
Adult people mannerisms. There's shit that I've got to take care of. You wouldn't know about that, though.
Because you're not an adult, Alex. But Alex is like pressuring her. He's like, you got to talk to your boss. Because I got my contract that I got to fulfill for my soccer job
I need
in Florida.
more details on this soccer job in Florida.
He's
Who are you teaching? Is it a preschool soccer team?
I was going to say,
is it elementary kids? Is it at the nursing home? Is it in your mind?
Yeah.
Is this your imagination? Are you here on the planet with us, Alex?
No.
Okay.
The answer is no. And so after they talk about moving to Florida, he keeps repping it. He's like, I'm a world traveler and I really want to settle in Florida because it's going to be really great for us politically and really good for us economically. It's just going to be like better. It's going to be more opportunity. And Ashley's open to it, but she's also like, we got to figure out logistics.
I have a job.
I have a lease and I've got family. Like, we need to figure that out first. And then they have a bit of an argument. And it starts off with like Alex getting upset that Ashley rearranged the water bottles in her refrigerator that he put in. He's like, I feel like I'm failing in the house already because I can't put water bottles on the side of the fridge that I want to put them on. And then they get into a more in-depth argument about initiating intimacy and having sex because Ashley is sexually frustrated because they haven't had sex in like 3 days since Cabo. And then they argue about who needs to initiate more, and physical intimacy is so important to me. I just want to know that you think that I'm pretty and that you want to have sex with me.
Well, just fuck me then.
God.
Just wake me up and fuck me.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Cringe.
It was very cringe. And then it got into the topic of her period, and he doesn't know how ovulation works. Like, so I'm watching this and he's like, well, I don't know when you ovulate. I don't know when you're done with your period. I don't know when we can have sex. And I stopped. I paused the television and I turned to my husband. I'm like, do you know when ovulation occurs in a woman? He's like, no idea. I'm like, are you serious?
For
because
real?
I consider my husband to kind of be the gold standard of men.
Yeah.
Very intelligent man, scientifically minded.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very, very intelligent. He's like, I have no idea.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
so
men.
you could get pregnant right now.
I could. I could be pregnant right now.
You can have an
I'm
accident.
like, men, why don't you know basic facts about female reproduction? All you know is about your own dick and balls.
That's it.
God, men, do better.
Well, and Alex is like arguing with Ashley about how he didn't want to have sex with her because she was on her period. He's like, well, I don't want to get you pregnant. And she's like, I'm on my period. Like, it's going to be fine. I want you to fuck me still. And then it's just like such a weird conversation to have on camera.
Well, you can get pregnant on your period.
You can get pregnant at any point.
It usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It almost felt like he was afraid to get his red wings.
Maybe.
Sometimes period sex
is great.
Mwah.
Well, and some men are kind of squeamish about it.
Yeah.
Which
some
is
men are
pussies.
Mm-hmm.
He's such babies.
Pussy ass hoes, as Amber says.
See, here's my thing. While I'm watching this as a lesbian, I'm like, so y'all are fucking raw. You're
Yeah.
not using a condom.
No,
You're not using any birth control.
It's the rhythm method or whatever.
So we're just pulling out.
Yeah.
And just risking it all.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I don't want to have a kid. Then wear a condom.
Why wouldn't you? Why
What
are
are
you
we
putting
doing?
it all on her to track her period? And
It's always the women.
it is always that's men.
It's always the women.
God, men suck. So not all men.
They're just wear a condom. It's not that big of a deal.
But I like how it feels without a condom.
Ew.
I want to feel skin on skin.
Stop.
Let the love begin.
I can't.
That's men.
I can't. That's ridiculous. I won't go on a rant about irresponsible sex.
Okay.
It just pisses me off. Then we go over to Jordan and Amber. Apparently, in the interim, Jordan has already met Amber's baby daddy, Matt, off camera, and he thinks that he's a really nice guy, seems like a good father to her kid. And then Amber has her brother Jacob over to meet Jordan, and they seem to hit it off pretty well, and they talk about how Jordan loves to cook, therefore he loves to eat. We all know that. Then we go over to Christine and Vic, who are walking in a park.
Right.
And this is the little morsel of them that we get this episode. It's a very short one. But this was kind of an interesting conversation because they're talking about their relationship as a biracial couple, what that would mean for their family, what that would mean for future children, and what it would mean to be parents of biracial children, and how Christine specifically like would have a hard time relating to her kids 100% of the time because they would be half black, and how can she relate to that experience? And then Vic has a really enlightening conversation with her about like educating their kids on racism, educating them on racial profiling as a black man who grew up in New York and was the victim of that, and like police stuff. And it was just really interesting and really enlightening for a show like Love is Mid.
Yeah, and at some point Christine says something like, I have so much to learn from you. And he's like, and I have a lot to learn from you. I don't know, they're just so mature.
I love that.
They're just so connected.
I know.
And they're so fair and gracious with one another.
I know.
Like, they need to be on more. These other couples need to be around these two more.
Seriously, because they are really awesome. And then at one point, Christine asks Vic if he would be okay with her being like a white mom to his children, and he was like, absolutely. Like, I have no fears about that whatsoever. I have no like what's the word?
Predisposition.
Yeah. Yeah, or like I don't know, whatever. Yeah, he's got no issues with her being a white mom to his kids, and I just love that. And then we go over to Devonte and Britney.
Well, before we do, I do want to say that these two are Christians.
Yes.
And it's obvious that they center their Christianity.
Yep.
And the love for each other flows through the Christianity. And I liked that.
Me
I don't
too.
know. I really liked to see a couple on popular television who has a firm set of values. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be the same as our values, your values, but they have their own values and they're sticking to them. And I just kind of loved to see that. And
me too.
Praying together and all of that stuff.
I love it so much. They're just very wholesome. And maybe that's why Netflix doesn't center them in these episodes, because everybody else is debaucherous and terrible. So then we go to Britney and Devonte's meeting Britney's family. And it's like her whole family. It's like her parents and her siblings and stuff like that. And he seems to really hit it off with everybody, which I'm kind of surprised because he's so repulsed by Britney. So he's pretending.
Is repulsive.
Yeah, it's so fucking repulsive.
It's like her dad seemed to love him.
I know, why?
Super playful, very engaging. I don't know. I'm not seeing what they're seeing at all.
I'm not either. I don't understand it. And then Britney's dad has like a private conversation with Devonte, and he's like, do you love my daughter? And Devonte lies and says he does, and he's gonna marry her. And I'm just like, why you lie into her family?
Why would you put yourself through this? Why would you put her through this?
For real. It's so cruel. I just don't understand it. And Britney seems to be like falling more in love with him, which I don't get either because he is so gross.
Well, was it last episode or is it in this episode? And if I'm jumping ahead, I apologize. But she even tells him he's Christ-like.
Yes, it is this episode.
It's this episode? I'm like, what? Christ where? Christ how?
I know.
Christ when? I'm not getting Christ from Devonte with his Toltec head.
I know. I don't either at all. And I think Britney's dad also like lectured them on divorce. He's like, we don't believe in that in this household. And they're not the only ones that are like that. I think it was some other family.
Who cares? The thing is,
they don't believe
how do you
in
not
divorce.
believe in something that exists? Divorce does exist. You don't believe, what you're saying is we don't believe in divorcing as a couple. And I understand the sentiment of that, but the reality is that just about 50% of married couples will end up in a divorce.
Right.
I've had a couple myself.
Yeah.
It happens. I just feel like I don't like to trap people in this idea that they have to stay no matter what.
For real. How about just don't get married?
Yeah, please.
How about
They are not going to get married.
They can't. She's got. I hope she says no.
He's not even going to show up.
I hope he goes for her sake, because I don't want her to be trapped to this lump of a man. Like, I understand Britney's parents' value system in that, like,
sure,
you should work things out in your marriage. Like, don't just leave at the first sign of like bad issues or whatever. But don't get married to somebody that you're not ready to get married to and that you're not 100% committed to. How about that?
Yeah, because you have options. And it's good to know that as women, because there was a time in our history that we couldn't walk away from toxic men. Yeah. But now we can, and we need to know that.
Exactly. Then we bop on over to Connor and Breezy. He meets her mom, who is kind of a carbon copy of Breezy. Mm-hmm. Breezy's super annoying. Then we have Emma meeting Mike's parents and Mike's overbearing Italian family.
They were Italian?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice.
They were Italian.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense, actually, why they're so harsh with her and they're so direct. So we immediately get into like a conversation about Emma and kids.
Again.
And I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
I don't have any idea. I feel bad for Emma. I don't know why she hasn't walked out. I don't know why she's with the wax lumberjack, but for whatever reason she wants to be. But like, to be constantly hounded about your personal choice that you made very clear day one with this Mike.
Yep.
I don't understand why they're continuing to pressure her. It's pissing me off.
It's honestly so annoying to keep talking about it every single episode because we know why she doesn't want to have kids. And whatever reason somebody has to not have kids is completely valid no matter what. But like, she has a legitimate reason because of her medical history, from her adoption and everything. I don't know why we have to rehash that.
But it's not just that. She has also said that she doesn't have a maternal instinct, that she never has really seen herself having kids. Like, she doesn't really want to, irrespective of the fact that she might have some questionable genetics. Like, and that's okay.
Yep.
Why are you pursuing this woman if this is like your hard and fast rule that you need to have all these children? Because she told you who she was. You did not believe her. You just chose to pressure her so you could go to Cabo.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
And for screen time.
And also, you're doing this whole Love is Blind thing when your mom said in this meeting, she's like, I sobbed when I found out that he was doing this because this is not what I wanted for any of my children, let alone Mike. So his parents are not even supportive of this experiment, of this way of finding a partner. So why would you even do this? Like, this whole thing is so stupid.
I don't know.
I do appreciate her, Mike's parents apologizing to Emma for being so, like, direct about it. And they're like, we're not trying to be offensive. This is just how we are because we're Italian or whatever. And we're just trying to get to the facts.
And also, it is a critical issue. You guys cannot get married if you don't have complete agreement on this issue. What are you two dumb kids doing?
They're just here for the paycheck. Like, obvious. Like, they're so grifting because this whole thing is just so dumb. Then we get back to Chris and Jessica. They're at their booty-ass Netflix paid condo. Apparently, it's like the next day or whatever. Chris up and left after they visited each other's places. He left for like 13 hours, left overnight, didn't tell Jessica where he was going, where he was staying, and what he was doing. And it's the next day. They've gotten back together. Jessica's like, hey, I would appreciate that next time. Just let me know where you're at. Just want to know, like, it's totally fine. You're a grown man who's 5'7". You're allowed to do whatever you want.
5'5", honey.
5 foot. He's so short. You're a grown man. You're allowed to do whatever. I'm not expecting you to text me all throughout the night. I would just like a little bit more communication because, you know, you're my fiance or whatever. And I just want to make sure that you're okay. I didn't know that you were going to be hanging out with a friend and staying overnight. I just want to make sure you're fine.
Completely reasonable.
Totally reasonable, totally mature. And of course, Chris, like, is upset by this. He's like, well, I'm not going to text you like all day, every day. That's ridiculous.
It's literally not what I asked for.
Not what I asked at all. And she's like, well, so what's up? Like, I feel like the vibe is off. Like, we had such a great day. We had such a good time in Cabo. And then you just up and left me. And I didn't know where you were
went back to your Shire.
He did go back to the Shire.
Looking for the ring.
He did. For the all-powerful ring. Just want to know what's going on. And this opens up the conversation about Chris not being attracted to Jessica. And he starts off by saying, I don't want to sound like a dick or anything. I don't want to sound mean or whatever. But like, I like used to date girls that like do fucking CrossFit and fucking Pilates and shit. That's exactly how he says it.
I know.
They do it every single day. And you don't work out at all. Even though she's got a banging bod.
Yeah.
We saw her in like a previous scene where she's like wearing this skin tight pink jumpsuit. She's thin. She doesn't look like she's like athletic per se, but she's fit.
We saw her in Cabo in her black one-piece bikini with the cutouts, and she looked fire.
She looked fine.
I wish I could look so good in a black bikini.
Same. But apparently she's not fit enough for Chris. And he's like, I'm just, the physical connection is really important to me. And like having sex is really important. And she's like, the vibe is not there. But the emotional connection with you is there. Like I love you or whatever. But like, I'm just not feeling the vibe. Just not feeling the vibe. Physically.
Yeah.
And this is how the episode ends. And then we get into episode 9.
Like, but wait. Oh my God. Women gather in the dumpster. Because I think so many of us, especially when we were younger, we were connected to a guy like this. Who was going out of his way to find weapons to use against us. And he cannot come for her work. He cannot come for her home. He cannot come for her lifestyle. The only thing he could try to come for, and it doesn't even land, is her physicality, which of course she cannot change. And she ultimately tells him this, but like you're hitting into the most vulnerable parts of a woman, especially in this society driven by social media, where image and appearance is absolutely everything. And women in particular are struggling up against this fake fucking AI beauty standard that all of these mid-ass, homeless, jobless, toothless men expect them to live up to. If a beautiful, literally beautiful, objectively beautiful, accomplished woman like Jessica has to put up with this noxious behavior, what does that mean for the rest of us? And may I just say, though, I'm married to a good man. Mm-hmm. My second husband, good man. First husband, also a good man. I've known a lot of really great men that would never, ever do something like that to me. But the fact that these fucking dudes exist out there makes me so filled with rage, flames. I was ready to ride at dawn for our girl Jessica. She's beautiful. She's lovely. She's gracious. She's kind. And this little fucking toddler with probably a 1.5-inch micro penis, which she's willing to put up with for the rest of her life and also subsidize your broke ass.
Yeah.
You're going to put her down on camera. On a global stage, you're going to humiliate her like this.
And that's the thing. Because you have 2 guys now on this cast that are not attracted physically to the girls that they're with.
3.
Well, yes, 3. Devonte, the racist, and then Alex in this. Right. But like with Alex, at least, he hasn't necessarily said it in like an ugly, awful, terrible way where he's like, Ashley, you're ugly. You're not fit enough for me. He just has said like, typically I go for girls with darker features. It's one thing to have preferences. It's one thing to go for a specific type, but it's not okay to say it in such a mean way. And that was the thing, like with Chris, I'm watching this, I'm like, you're just doing this just to hurt her.
You're being cruel on purpose.
You're being objectively cruel. You're saying all of this shit on camera. And then you want to have like a little talking head where you're on your little hobbit couch and you're going to be like, well, I didn't want to say it very mean. Like it got misconstrued in like the wrong way because that's not what I meant. Like I don't expect her to do CrossFit and Pilates every day. I'm just saying that that's what I go for. That's my type.
And I totally get it. Hold on, let me adjust in my high chair. I totally get how like we get older and stuff, and one day we're all going to be 90, and we're not going to want to look at that bullshit. But I'm not 90 now. Kind of implying that she was old.
Yes.
A couple of times, trying to hint that she was old. I'm not 90 now.
Yeah.
And sex is really very important to me. And I'm just like, oh my God, the audacity of the average male.
I just can't. And so like in episode 9, we resume this conversation with them and it gets worse because he literally tells her, I don't know if I can get past your body. Acting like she's a literal troll. I'm like, this woman is so accomplished and objectively beautiful. Like I don't see.
So out of your league.
So, oh my God. Not
even a question.
Otherworldly. Like you are lucky to have bagged this woman who is an accomplished doctor.
Who was gonna give you everything that you wanted, but you are so insecure that you could not even stand to be around her.
That's what it is. And so you want to call her ugly. And then to the camera, because obviously he makes Jessica cry and she gets up and leaves.
Oh, that killed me.
Pissed me off.
I got so upset.
She handled it so well and so graciously. I would have punched his little man face. I would have beat his ass because I could take him. But to the camera, he sits there and says, I can't stop thinking about my number 2. I can't stop thinking about Breezy because I'm so much more attracted to her. And I'm like, so we're more attracted to busted Breezy.
Big head Breezy.
Big head Breezy.
Big mouth Breezy.
Big mouth Breezy.
Who you called a bro.
For real. So we're more attracted to her because she's blonde or whatever. And she likes to go skydiving.
But he's literally not.
He's not.
Just saying that to hurt Jessica.
Exactly.
And in that moment, Jessica did handle that really well. I thought she gave a little too much of her vulnerability because he doesn't deserve any of it. But like, she's just being in that moment an authentic person who is hurting. And he has a little smirk on his face the entire time. Like, he loves to see her that way. And I'm just like, Chris, why did you come on Love is Blind?
No, for real.
Why are you here? What are you doing? Is it just for the gram? Is it just for the clout? Because we learned from Emma later in this episode that he buys bot followers for his Instagram. And we also know that his AI avatar on Instagram is absolute fakeness. Like, what are we doing here? Are we just here to hurt women? Because I guarantee you, if Breezy makes a choice for Chris, which I can't believe she would, he would do the exact same thing to her.
Definitely.
And he would take great joy in doing so. And I just want to say something. Let me just be a mom to the ladies out there. When you are such a beautiful person, you know, and Jessica is such a beautiful person. She's filled with a quality of what we could call light. Yeah. And that light shines out from her. But then you surround yourself with these fucking demons. The light shines right onto them. Mm-hmm. And they realize, oh, fuck, I'm going to be exposed for the dark entity that I am the longer I hang out with this beautiful woman of light. And so I got to scurry away because, you know, the darkness cannot abide the light. And so Jessica stood in her light and she's like, this hurts me. You know, I thought 3 days ago, if you would have said this to me, I would not have believed this. But she picked herself up with the pride of a queen. She packed up her bag and she's like, I'm just going to go home to my literal palace.
Straight up. She does say something really good too before she leaves, because he says about CrossFit and Pilates. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry I don't work out every day. I literally work at the hospital every day instead.
I save lives.
I have an important big girl job. Mm-hmm. I know you can't handle that because you're still a little child.
I'm probably getting 25,000 steps a day walking all over this hospital.
I
probably get more exercise actually than you do. And we all saw your body in Cabo, you fucking doughy runt.
For real.
So I don't know who you think you are with your Iron Man and your CrossFit. You ain't showing up to that.
You ain't shit.
I have seen some reels of some actual queens who do CrossFit who were calling his ass out because it's just not like what women want. We don't want you, Chris.
No.
Nobody wants you, Chris.
Nope.
And that is the source of your actual pain.
Yep.
You're unlovable fundamentally. I mean, Jesus loves you, I'm sure.
I guess.
But I ain't Jesus. Nobody in the dumpster here is Jesus.
No. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I literally had to pause it multiple times to gather myself because I'm like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. I just don't understand how he can look at her and be like, yeah, I'm not attracted to you. And then he goes on to say some worse shit at the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. It's just disgusting. So we bop back on over to Connor and Breezy because this is kind of setting it up for the drama that I'm assuming is going to happen later between like Breezy and Chris and Connor and everything. Because Chris is still hung up on Breezy for some reason. We go to Breezy and Connor. They're at their regular Netflix apartment. And I actually forgot to mention that she visited his place and totally shat all over it.
All over everything.
All over everything.
It's like you live in a frat house.
You're disgusting.
You don't want to park your car in your man cave. Like, every single thing she said to him was a judgmental joke.
She's a bit of a bully.
She's not a bit of a bully. She's a total bully. And if she gets a sense that you're weak in any way, she's going to exploit that and make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
In this regard, later in the episode when Chris talks about the kind of man she needs, he's kind of accurate.
A little
because
bit.
If she gets the sense that she can push you around, that's what she's going to do all day, every day.
And it's just not fair to Connor. And I know he sells dumpsters and whatever, but he seems like a nice dude. There's nothing wrong with
that. That's an actual job.
I know. And he seems nice. And I'm like, yeah, his house is messy or whatever. He's got a keg.
He's a dude.
He's a dude, though. He's a bachelor. So I'm like, are you really expecting it to be Martha Stewart? I know I've heard stories about your husband's house.
Listen, my husband's house, when I met him, he owned his house. So that's a point right there. And he had 4 cars, because he corrected me. I said, you had 2 cars when I met you. And he's like, I had 4 cars.
Oh my God.
And 2 motorcycles. Wow. And a half acre in the city of Denver. But I mean, it was a dude's. He had a poster of a guy with a coffee cup that said, shut the fuck up. Have a nice cup of shut the fuck up. He had a Metallica poster. I mean, like, he's a total dude. And his carpet was like industrial,
I'm sure.
Berber.
Shabby.
And just, like, so very much not cool.
Yeah.
But it was clean. And it was organized.
And he owned it.
Yeah. So kind of similar, I think, to something like Connor. Because Connor, like, that garage was a bit abysmal from a lady's perspective. But
sure.
If you enjoy it and you can afford
it's a man cave.
and you own your own home, then who am I to piss all over your joy?
I mean, really.
Let Breezy do it.
Exactly.
She'll take any opportunity to do it.
And she does. So she shits all over his place. Then they go visit her dumb apartment and it's like clean or whatever. And then they're at their Netflix place and they're like cooking dinner and she's shitting all over him for that. Like shitting on him for how he cleans and how he cooks his dinner and what he seasons his chicken with. I'm just like, girl, you talk to me like that, we're gonna throw hands.
Well, and at some point Connor says, like, you're being mean.
Yeah.
And she kind of corrects herself, but it felt more to me in the moment that she was conscious of the cameras.
Yeah.
And how she might be appearing to the rest of us, because I don't think she actually legitimately cares if she's mean to Connor or not. But she's like, okay, that's a good note. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll stop.
They don't care. She doesn't care at all.
She does not care.
But while they're cooking dinner, they both get texts from Chris and Jessica.
Yes.
So I think Chris probably texted Connor. Jessica texted Breezy and told them the situation. Of course, it's 2 different realities here. Chris is just like, yeah, Jessica dumped me. She won't talk to me. I don't know why. And then, of course, Jessica tells Breezy everything. But is Breezy a girl's girl? No. And we'll find out that later. And then we go to Amber and Jordan. She meets his family. All of his family look the exact same.
They seemed great, though.
They seemed
like
lovely.
A nice, happy family.
But
and they love Jordan, but they do all share the same genetic profile.
Yeah. That's what we'll leave it there. And then we have Devonte and Britney having dinner together. And this is where Britney's like, why don't you tell me I'm pretty, though? Like, you don't compliment me at all. Like, I feel like you're not attracted to me. And it's because he's not. And of course, Devonte's like, don't pressure me. Don't ask me. Why don't you ask me if I'm okay?
Oh my God. Again, with these mid men.
I can't.
And their audacity. And she's literally asking for what she needs from you. This is what we're supposed to do in relationships. It's called communication. She's communicating with you what she needs from you. And this is what you want. Because if you like her and or love her, you want to give her what she wants. But he takes offense to this. He's like, when you tell me what you want, when you tell me what you want me to say, then I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to do it because you told me to do it. Like such a petulant little child.
For real. Like such a toddler. And of course, Britney laps it up and she's like, well, maybe I've got work to do. Maybe I need to do some inner healing. I'm like, girl,
Britney?
no.
Why? Why are you doing this and adjusting yourself around this just asshole of a man?
He doesn't have a neck. I'm going to keep saying
head.
He really is. I don't get it at all.
You are so far out of his league.
So
you could
far
have
out.
Anybody. You're
really
a beautiful girl. I mean, and then he goes into telling her, well, and you have a beautiful smile and I love your natural beauty.
Yeah.
I don't need you to wear makeup. I like your curly hair. I'm
That's
just like,
it.
oh my God.
Can you just say that she's pretty? That's all you need to say.
I really want to know more about Devonte's family. Like, where do you come from that you're this fucked up?
Yeah, we haven't met his family yet, have we?
Who's his mama?
Who's
his dad?
Serious. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. And then we go to Ashley and Alex again. They made up and they had sex, so therefore Ashley is happy for now. She's no longer sexually frustrated. And then we meet Alex's mom, the truck driver, and she's pretty.
Sure.
But I'm like getting the vibe like she don't give a shit about Alex.
She's a neglectful mother.
Yeah.
She has neglected Alex.
Like
the
super
reason
selfish.
Alex is so fucked up is because he was not nurtured by his mother or his father.
And she was too concerned with driving across the country, I guess, and having sex with the lot lizards.
I guess so.
Just don't understand. And then we learn more about like Alex's past relationships and stuff like that.
And his mother was just like very defensive of Alex and also making excuses for his nomadic lifestyle and his various relationships. And when Ashley was trying to dig down into some of those relationships, like, was that with the traveling nurse? And she's like, oh no, that wasn't her. It obviously didn't align with what Ashley had heard from Alex. So she's onto him. She's trying to cross-check the information that she was given from Alex with his mom, and she can't keep it straight.
And she can't. And so then I think Alex's mom leaves at some point, and then she grills him about it and is like, give me the timeline because I'm a Virgo. I need to know the facts. And of course, Alex kind of mansplains it. He's very muddy with his timeline. And there's like this weird overlap between like one of his ex-girlfriends. Like they broke up in September or something, but then he goes to Austin to visit another ex-girlfriend who he ends up fucking. And then he ends up in a relationship with another girl. And she's like, wait. You need to clarify the timeline because I need to make sure you're not a cheater. And of course, he fixes his story up a little bit to make it seem like there was no overlap. He's not a cheater. But I'm like, this dude likes to fuck around.
He most definitely does. And he tells her in the moment, the reason I'm stumbling over my words, though, is because I just want to remember the dates accurately.
Whatever.
It's not because I'm trying to come up with a lie on the fly to get you to believe that I'm a good guy.
Okay.
That rhymes.
It does rhyme. And Ashley, in her stupid turtleneck, believes it.
I don't think she does.
She pretends like she does.
I don't. What do you guys think out there? Like, I think Ashley is clocking it all. I think she caught him in a lie, and she is registering that for later use.
I think she's the type of girl that, like, as long as he gives her a good fucking, she'll believe anything.
God, I hope not.
I think so.
Okay.
That's my vibe.
Remember her father said, and she's just like me. Remember?
Which is interesting.
Yeah, she's just like me. She sees what I see. She's direct like I'm direct. She's intuitive like I'm intuitive. This girl is just like me. I remembered he said that. And then the way that she's watching him in subsequent scenes, she's clocking him.
I hope she says no at the altar.
Oh, me too.
I hope he shows up pretending to give her a fake yes. And then she's like, no. I want that so bad. And then we have Mike meeting Emma's family out on some terrace, all freezing to death in their coats. And again, we have a whole conversation about her adoption and her birth story.
God, I'm bored.
And her not wanting kids. And her family's like, yeah, we've never envisioned her having kids at all. And Mike is like, but I want her to have kids because I come from a big Italian family and I don't care.
She's great with her dog, so she can obviously nurture a thing.
Cringe.
And her sister's like, yeah, no. If I had it all to do over again, I would have chosen not to have children.
Yikes.
And Mike's reaction or response to that is, but you don't regret them, right? She's like, well, of course I don't regret them, but I'm just telling you from a place of experience, having already had children and knowing what is entailed in the raising and nurturing of those children, like I wouldn't do it again. There's something to be said about living your own life on your terms.
Yep.
But Mike is a blockhead and all he can hear is kids. My friends are having kids and they're 6 months and they're having kids. Oh, it's just a one-track mind. It's driving me crazy. Get them off my television. They're both boring. Emma, you're boring too.
So boring. And like at first in the pods, I thought Mike was like a quality dude. But now the longer that we see more of him, I'm like, maybe there's a reason why you're single.
Oh, most definitely.
I'm like, you're really annoying and you're pushy. And then everybody from the whole cast, it seems, gets together at some bar because we have like Kia and Kevin are there and like some girl named Priyanka's there who we didn't get to see from the pods because nobody wanted to date her, and all the other couples are together, and this is where shit starts getting juicy.
Well, the girls start talking first, and they start talking about Chris because it made it to the group chat that Chris said these things to Jessica, and they're all pissed. And here we have the emergence of the real MVP, and that's our girl Amber. And she's like, he is too short to be that cocky. He is a narcissistic asshole. This is Chris, of course. I told you about these pussy ass bitches. Yes. And I'm just like, yes, thank you. I
love Amber.
We all deserve a friend who will stand by our side and fight for us when it counts.
For real. Talk about a girl's girl. I loved Amber coming through. And she's saying all this shit loudly for everybody to hear, especially Chris, because he's a short little man. And then we also hear from Breezy revealing that he is in her DMs already. So apparently after Jess broke up with his ass, Chris made an Instagram. He started posting pictures of him sitting on a... not sitting...
At a strip club.
At a strip club. I was going to say that he was sitting on like a strip club.
The stripper's lap?
Stripper's lap. Like a little child.
Like a baby?
Yeah. Like a baby with Santa or something. That was what I was envisioning. But he like made an Instagram. He's posting these fuckboy pictures and then he immediately slides into Breezy's DMs and is trying to talk to her. Does she elaborate on the things that he's saying to her in the DMs? Not really. I mean, she says like, Chris got drunk and was saying that she was hot or whatever. And I'm like, did you tell Connor about this?
Well, she says she did show Connor the messages. Do we believe her?
No.
I'm not sure. You know, and she's also like, what are you banging on about? And Chris is like, call me. And she's like, I did not call him. But did you block him? No, you did not. Because you want to entertain it.
Definitely.
Because you're such a fucking pick-me.
She is totally a pick-me. And then I think it was Emma saying that she thinks that Chris is buying followers because his follower count is way too high for his lack of popularity, and like all of his followers are a bunch of like blank bot pages, which I just think is so fucking funny that this little man is so insecure that he's buying Instagram followers. Like, how pathetic. It's so pathetic. And so then Jessica opens up to some of the girls about how awful Chris was to her, and all of the girls just cannot believe it. I think at one point all of them start saying really loudly about how hot she is and how she's got such a fit body, and oh my god, do you do CrossFit? Do you do Pilates? And they say it so loud enough for Chris to hear, and Chris is like, I don't give a flying fuck that they hate me. I don't give a fuck. I say what I say.
Every time he says that, it just underscores how much he actually gives a fuck.
And then Christine, who's also a girl's girl, is telling Jess like straight up, you know, this isn't about you though, right? Like, don't let this affect your confidence because you're beautiful. Like, don't let this affect your value. And Jess does say if this would have happened to her a couple years back, she would have been a complete wreck. But she's matured enough now. She's grown. She's done a lot of healing that she's really not letting it affect her because she knows Chris is a dummy.
Queen behavior.
I love it. Queen behavior. Then at one point, Chris goes to the bathroom and he's on a hot mic and he says something like, Breezy is so fucking hot. Oh my god, she's so fucking hot.
Breezy is medium ugly.
I know.
Breezy is not, I mean.
Total me.
She's an Ohio 5.
Yeah.
She's an Ohio 3.
She looked like she could ride on a broomstick. Sorry.
Well, she's a hoe.
I know.
And she's a bitch.
Yeah.
And she's not a girl's girl.
She's a bully.
So I don't give a fuck.
Me
and
neither.
her self-tanner is atrocious. She looks like Donald Trump.
I know.
Bitch ass.
And then Chris goes to Amber and Jordan at one point to talk to them. And I think he's like doing the rounds and he's trying to like come off like he's unbothered by the fact that everybody fucking hates him. Amber is totally mean mugging him. She's looking down on him because she's taller than him because he's literally 5 foot. And Chris is like, you hate me, don't you? And Amber's like, well, yeah, you're kind of a dick, but are you going to find another doctor though? And then she just walks away.
Before that though, he starts negging Amber.
He does
like,
a little bit.
You know, I heard like you were really crazy and like everybody called you crazy, but like you're actually perfect for
cool,
Jordan.
though. Yeah.
Just like, you little motherfucking munchkin ass bitch. Just need to be drop kicked through the end zone, you asshole.
Seriously. And then Chris goes over to Breezy and Priyanka and some of the other girls, and he's like trying to talk to them about his side of things, about Jess. He's like, yeah, I was just telling her like I'm just not into it, and like, you know, the physical connection's really important to me, and like if it's not there, like, you know, how good is the emotional connection? It's just like really difficult. And Breezy, the total pick me, is like, you know, I totally get it. totally understand.
You got the ick. I mean, I understand. It's like, no, it wasn't the ick. It was her fucking body. I like to fuck. I'm 30 years old and I want to fuck.
So
I mean,
gross.
can we just have a sidebar about what you would do as a woman if this little red-faced man came up spouting this bullshit? Because I'm a little shocked that Ashley and whoever Priyanka is like actually stood around and entertained whatever the fuck he was talking about. Like the minute you start talking about my friend, you don't even have to be my best friend.
No.
You could just be an acquaintance. You just have to be a woman.
Yep.
The minute you start talking about how this was the worst sex of your fucking life, how, you know, you just want to fuck, like how you don't like her body, she doesn't do Pilates, like I would at the very least turn around and walk away mid-sentence, ghost you in that sentence.
Listening.
But I would probably start to get really uppity and talk back to you. And I would say something like, well, I think it was actually because, well, Jessica told me though that you have like a fucking little dick. Is it true though, Chris? Do you have like a really little dick?
Yeah. And
she said you don't last either, like you premature ejaculate. And so maybe like the reason she didn't really put up much of a fight is because you're a little fucking short dick man.
Straight up. The fact that he said it multiple times to multiple people that it was the worst sex he had ever had. And he's just like, it was so bad. Like, she was so bad. I can't do it. She was so ugly. Like, it was the worst sex I've ever had.
Who does that?
Who says that?
I mean, I can sit here and think about the worst sex that I ever had. I would never, even if that person had done me dirty,
right?
I would never betray that intimacy with that person.
It's so messed up.
The kind of person that would do that has such bad character.
Yep.
Absolutely no integrity. Chris, the fact that you're not even thinking about how this may make you look for future employers, future possible mates, like you are going to be blacklisted across the board. Why would I ever want to hire a person with no integrity who's going to fucking sell trade secrets because you can't keep your little fucking baby mouth shut?
For real.
Who has absolutely no dignity and integrity and treats people like shit. Why would I hire you to take care of my accounts or service my customers? Why would I ever go out on a date with you when I know you don't pay for your share and you're just a fucking little fake poser bitch?
It's fucking disgusting, honestly. And I think one of the guys at one point says, like kind of in a side conversation, like, Chris told me he usually goes for 21 to 25-year-olds.
It was Bree.
Was it Bree?
Bree said that. He told Bree that, and she's 33, right?
Disgusting. And I'm just like, also, shut up, dude.
Well, and the reason you go for 21-year-olds is because a 33-year-old is not going to put up with your fucking horse shit.
Yep. You go for the young, immature ones.
Girl is not going to know better.
Yeah. And also, you're not like Leonardo DiCaprio, who also says the same thing. He's like, I only go for 25-year-olds. Like, he only goes for the young ones. I'm like, you're not even a high status, high value man.
Oh, God.
Like, you're not even like an
manosphere,
alpha.
But he's in the manosphere for sure.
He totally is. And that's why I'm saying it. It's like, you're not even an alpha man. You're not dominant. You're just a little turd on the bottom of my shoe.
And you're a brokey.
You're so broke.
And you have no furniture.
Not at all.
And I heard your phone call with Marta where you were drunk and talking about how jealous you were of everybody else's coins. You coin counting leprechaun.
So insecure.
I just hate him so much. I'm going to shut up, but I just hate him so much.
I hate him too.
I'm in the same camp. I'm in the same dumpster as the rest of you that also hate him.
Straight up. And then Chris goes to talk to Breezy by herself, and Breezy is so dumb. She like entertains the conversation with him. I almost kind of think she likes him a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't see what she sees
loves
in
attention.
him. She totally does. Such a pick-me.
Like, she mentions Connor and he laughs in her face. I can't believe you said me and Connor. Like, ew, he's so submissive.
I can't see you being with him long term. Like, he's way too submissive of a guy for you. And does she defend him at all as her fiance? No, she doesn't say jack shit. She actually agrees with him at one point. She's like, yeah, he is a little submissive.
She also talks about her sex with Connor because he's like, is he the best you ever had? And she's well, no, but he's fine. It's okay.
He loves me though.
Like, how fucking dare you talk about the sex you're having with the man you're in a current relationship with? You ain't shit, bitch. This is another person who should be blacklisted off the face of the planet.
Well, and if I was Connor and if I watched this footage back, I'd be like, I'm divorcing your ass right now. Because like, you're not defending me whatsoever to this man who's literally talking shit about me. You claim to love me. You claim to have this like soul connection with me. But the fact is, we saw what happened in the pods. Connor was also Breezy's number 2. She only went with him because Chris dumped her. So
she ended it with Chris, and Chris said, "Oh, I was going to do the same thing. I was going to end it with you as well," because she picked Connor.
Well, I thought you had no. It was Emma that
Emma
had
liked
that.
Connor.
That's right.
It was Emma.
But anyway, it's like when she came out of the pod, she was not that impressed with Connor. She was like, okay, whatever. They made out and stuff, and she's like, I can deal with it. But then she saw Chris and was like, oh my God, he's so hot.
How?
I don't get it.
How?
I don't get it.
How?
He's not even fit. I mean, I guess. And then Chris tells Breezy that she's so fucking hot and that he like really likes her or whatever. And he would literally propose to her right now. And that's how the episode ends, is like on a cliffhanger. And then we get to the preview for the next few episodes. And it looks like Breezy is still falling in love with Connor, but I feel like there's going to be some back and forth between her and Chris. I wonder if they're even going to make it to the altar.
I don't know.
Do you think that she'll leave him, Connor?
I don't, because I was watching the way she was looking at Chris when he was saying the things he was saying, and particularly that he was going to propose to her. It felt to me, based on how she was looking at him, that she wasn't buying it. So I think we're going to come back when the episodes air tomorrow, and she's going to be like, nah.
I hope so.
I hope so as well. She'd be a fool if she fell for that bullshit, because he's just looking to do to you what he did to Jessica, because he gets off on hurting women.
Totally. And he wants to be the one to end things too. Like, he doesn't want women to break up with him. He wants to have the upper hand because he's such a small dick shrimp of a man. Then we have Vic and Christine like falling more in love with each other. I think Vic at one point in the preview says he loves her very deeply, which is really sweet. She's a little insecure, but I think they're ultimately going to end up together. Devonte looks like he's getting cold feet because he's repulsed by Britney. Nobody's
and
shocked.
Racist.
Yeah, and he's racist. And then we have Alex saying that he wants a brunette, though. Like, your hair color is just not doing it for me, Ashley.
He's still banging on about that?
Yes.
Ashley is gorgeous.
I know.
She is but beautiful, and you are jobless. You're jobless, you're homeless, you're toothless, and you've got those 2 strategically placed curls. Did anybody else clock that? Because he's balding.
He is balding.
Which is why he's always wearing his baseball cap, which my husband clocked. And we looked at it, and he's got these little curls that are just trying to cover the balding, like around his widow's peak, because he's desperately, painfully insecure.
And then him and Ashley have like another fight where he feels attacked because Ashley's like a little uncomfortable with the fact that he's friends with an ex. He's like, we're just friends though. I know that I like flew to Austin and fucked one of my other exes, but like it's not gonna happen with this one. We're just friends. And he feels attacked. And then it looks like Jordan might be getting cold feet too, which I'm a little disappointed by because I was kind of rooting for him and Amber because I think they're kind of cute. And then, of course, Mike really wants kids, and he doesn't know if he can marry Emma because she doesn't want kids. And I really want kids.
I'm so sick of it.
I'm like, please stop talking about it. And then we get to the weddings, which I am most excited for because I do love seeing people get left at the altar.
Or like
on the
people
show
who are expecting to get an I do, and they're like, I don't.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, no, I do not.
And we're getting a reunion for this, aren't we?
I believe so.
Oh my God, please call out Chris.
And so a lot of people are asking whether he even is going to show up. Because I think people have not shown up in the past, but it's got to be some kind of a contractual obligation to be there, like, or else you don't get paid or something like that. Because
I hope so.
I hope he is there. He is catching so much shit. I know that he recently did an interview for like, I don't know, Entertainment or Weekly or People.com. I don't know. But he didn't seem reflective,
of course not,
of like why people might be having a problem with him. Like, I didn't mean it like that though. Like, oh my God, drag him.
Guarantee he's in the manosphere. Guarantee he's in the manosphere, and he's like, but it's okay though. Like, I'm allowed to have preferences. I'm allowed to think that you're a mid-ass bitch.
And you know, Brie is going to show up to the reunion having taken the temperature of social media and how much everybody is calling out and hating on Chris. And she's going to show up and she's going to act like she's indignant and how, you know, he was totally inappropriate and out of line. But we see you, Breezy, and how you are entertaining his horse shit. You ain't shit.
They all ain't shit. I saw some Instagram reel earlier today where everybody was like shitting on every single person on the cast except for Vic and Christine, because they're really the only redeemable people. And then Amber.
And Amber.
Amber's cool.
I love Amber.
Jordan's on the fence.
Yeah, he's gonna shit the bed. He's gonna shit the bed. He's gonna do something because he's got cold feet and he doesn't have a job, and she's a nurse practitioner who renovates her own home
and has a kid, and maybe he's just really insecure about filling that stepdad.
But you're in your mid-30s.
I know, I'm like,
and you're going to attract to you women who are at that demographic or in that demographic. And a lot of those women are going to have children because they're not a perpetual toddler like you who doesn't even have a job. So like, I don't get it.
I don't don't. I
just don't like any of these men except for Vic.
I mean, really, the audacity of all these men. Like, you guys are so mad.
Unearned entitlement.
Yep.
Of their perspectives.
I know, I just don't get it.
I don't understand it either, but I'm having a good time.
Me too, girl.
I am entertained.
Me
for
too.
Sure. Well, is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons before we get up on out of here, bitches?
Well, if you love our podcast, please do us a favor and go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. It really helps us grow the pod, and we would really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
We will be back next week to talk Sister Wives and also the next 2 episodes of Love is Blind. Make sure to come back for that. Until then, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.